Matthew awoke to warmth. Not the harsh, merciless heat of the sun, but a gentle warmth that radiated across his face like the glow of a nearby flame. He blinked groggily. A rough stone ceiling hovered above him, the reddish tint of sandstone faintly illuminated by a lantern set on the ground. His breathing was shallow but steady. Someone had placed a folded cloth beneath his head. A faint scent of burning cedar drifted through the narrow space. He tried to sit up. Slowly, a voice said. Matthew turned his head. A man sat cross-legged beside him, wrapped in a simple robe that blended with the desert stone. His beard was white, not tangled, but neatly kept. His eyes, dark, soft, steady, looked as if they had witnessed 1,000 sunrises yet never grown bored of them. You collapsed, the man said. Your body demanded rest even when your mind refused to ask for it. My group, Matthew whispered, still bewildered. They are safe, the man replied calmly. But you wandered farther than you realized. The desert has a way of swallowing sound and sense when the heart is troubled. Matthew swallowed. His throat ached. Where am I? A hermitage, the man said. A place of stillness carved long ago by monks who sought prayer in the silence of the earth. He reached for a small clay cup and handed it to Matthew. Drink. Slowly. The water was cool, shockingly cool. How was that possible in the middle of the desert? Matthew drank, each sip easing the tightness in his chest. I am Matthew, he finally said. The man nodded with a faint smile. I am Abba Elias. The name felt ancient, like a stone dropped into a deep well. Matthew tried to place it. Elias, Elijah, echoes of desert prophets, wanderers who spoke with God. Are you a priest? Matthew asked. A monk, Abba Elias answered. Once part of a monastery. Now a hermit. I live here, in this quiet corner of creation. But why? Matthew asked, genuinely puzzled. Why would someone choose to live out here alone? Abba Elias rested his hands on his knees. Because silence is a teacher. And solitude is a mirror. The desert strips away what is unnecessary and reveals what has been forgotten. Matthew frowned, trying to understand. Abba Elias studied him gently. You came here burdened. Matthew felt the air leave his chest. How do you know? The monk smiled softly. A man may hide his pain from others, but in the desert he is transparent. Something inside Matthew cracked at those words. A tremor of emotion rose in his throat, surprising him. Abba Elias placed another small log into the narrow fire pit beside them. Sparks fluttered upward like tiny stars. Tell me, the monk said, not as an order, not even as a request. It felt more like an opening of a door. Matthew hesitated. He had not spoken truthfully in a long time. Not to his colleagues. Not to his family. Not even to himself. I was tired, he said finally. Not tired like one night of bad sleep. Tired in the soul. Everything felt heavy. Work. Expectations. Disappointments. I thought coming here, getting away, might. I don't know, help. Abba Elias nodded. The world teaches us to run faster when our soul is begging us to slow down. Matthew let out a shaky breath. I've been running for years. The monk's gaze softened even more. And now you have stopped. Sometimes God allows our paths to disappear so we may find the one we were meant to walk. Matthew glanced around the small cave. It was simple, bare, but peaceful. A woven mat. A clay jar. several scrolls stacked neatly. A wooden cross carved into the stone wall. "Why did you help me?" Matthew asked. Elias looked almost surprised by the question. "Because hospitality is the law of the desert. And compassion is the law of God." The words washed over Matthew like warm water. Outside the cave, wind hummed softly through the narrow passage. Night had deepened, the air glowed with cold starlight. "You should rest," Abba Elias said. "Your body still trembles from exhaustion." Matthew nodded. He lay back on the cloth mat but kept his eyes open, studying the monk. There was peace in him, not the fragile peace Matthew had always chased, but a deep-rooted calm, like a tree whose roots reached ancient aquifers. Matthew wondered how a human being could carry such serenity. "Abba Elias?" Matthew whispered. "Yes, my son." "Why does the desert feel alive?" The monk smiled. "Because God walks here in ways most have forgotten to see." Matthew's eyes grew heavy. The fire crackled softly, the cave breathed warmth, and the monk remained seated, watching over him with the quiet attentiveness of a shepherd who has found a lost lamb. As sleep pulled him under, Matthew had one final thought: maybe I wasn't lost after all. Maybe I was brought here. Then the darkness welcomed him, not with fear, but with rest.